So, welcome back. I would like to demonstrate you today how Clarity supports your problem management for main cable damage scenario. On the top left are the steps which we will follow. On the bottom left, I have a window with ETIA to demonstrate integration with Clarity OSS during this scenario. Main cable damage scenario has the following steps: service problem reception, network monitoring software detects problem, sum of access device states changed to down. The second step, integration with notification systems, has generated problem related notifications. The third step describes service problem monitoring, service and resource inventory. Software automatically detects or someone sets manually that this issue causes service impact for customers associated with the access devices are currently out of service. We should either set special markup for service affected customers. The fourth step says about assigning service problem to problem specified group or engineers. Fifth step is showing like tracking of the trouble ticket. In the sixth step, we will show a problem solve scenario and trouble ticket closure part. Seventh step is about integration with notification systems. Has generated that we will show, for example, how notifications are generated to different systems like CRM or to engineers, which are assigned to the work group which will solve the issue. So in the first step, we will demonstrate you how Clarity Alarm Manager allows us to create a fault based on the alarm from the network. This module of Clarity OSS Suite allows us to review the alarms generated from the network, which are forwarded to Clarity, and based on which we can create alarms. So now I will try to select one of the alarms which was generated because of this main cable damage issue, and I will try to select an alarm which actually is related to this problem, and after that we will try to acknowledge it, so we will be able to create a fault or a problem actually. Okay. Now we will try to select the alarm related to this issue, and we will try to acknowledge it, so we will be able to create a fault based on this alarm. So let me do that. So we are selecting the alarm. Now we are pressing the acknowledge for it button. So once the alarm is acknowledged, we will need to find, we want to query for it. So I will press to show me only the acknowledged alarms. Yes. And I will select one of the alarms based on which I will create a fault. So we need to select the alarm, and after that we will press the fault button to create alarm. So now we will try to enter all the mandatory fields and press the create button, so we will create a fault or a problem in Clarity problem management. So let me do that. So we will select the priority, which is now it's a top priority. Then as a cause we will choose the cable damage, fault type as a network reported, which means that it came from the network. Then we will select the creating workgroup will be Clarity workgroup. Then as an impact we will select that it's like a service lost because of this issue in the network. As an entity we will select cable, and as an assigned work group we will select the group which will handle the problem in the problem management, which is a cable work group. Okay, and we will populate some simple description. It's like main cable damage, and we will press the create to create a problem in problem management. So once we have a fault created already, I will show you the next steps which we will follow, because we will have to switch to problem management application in Clarity Forms. And this is the fault ID. which was and actually it's a problem ID, which I later show you in more detailed way in the Clarity Forms application. So now also on the top left, I will show you the steps which we already completed. Okay, so this is the scenario with the diagram with the main cable damage, and we already completed step first, which is the acknowledge alarm and create problem. So this one, and the next step, which is this, which will be presented in problem management system, which is that the problem will be assigned automatically to the work group. So in this scenario, usually the problems are assigned automatically to the proper work group, but for the demo purposes, we did it manually during the problem creation. So this step is also done, and I will show you on the problem management screen what work group was set to solve this issue. So now let me switch to the problem management, where we will search for the fault. So this is the work group here, which usually would be assigned automatically, but for the demo purposes it was assigned manually. Then the next step, we will show the workflow, which was automatically executed once the fault has been created. In the workflows tab, we can see the workflow which was actually executed with some specific steps, which I will show later on the top left diagram. So we already saw the step with the assigned problem to work group automatically. So we will move here. So this step was presented. Then the next step on the diagram is notify engineers within work group, which we will present from the workflow screen. So here I will double click to show the workflow which was executed. And one of the first steps in the workflow was to notify the engineers within the work group, which I will show on the next screen from the second, from the notification engine. So on the next screen, I would like to present the notification sent to engineers within the work group. So let me switch to the notification engine in Clarity. And from here, we can see on the console of the SMTP server that the notification to the user has been sent. So if I will open it now, this mail, it shows that we have a ticket which contains the fault ID, the problem ID, and some content of the message that it was sent to all the users within the work group. This is also visible from another screen, which is from the workflow in the service task comment. This was just this task comment was only added to present that the notification has been sent during the presentation. Okay, so this step with the notification part, which is presented in the service order form, actually it's presented as a notify engineers within the work group, which also has been already completed from the workflow. In the next task, in the next step, we run impact analysis automatically from the workflow, which also can be presented here in the links tab. So we will see all the affected customers and services by this fault. So the results of the impact analysis can be presented, actually are presented in the links tab here, and can be also visible from the workflow, which is here. So we have approved that the impact analysis has been executed, which is this step can be considered as completed one. Then all the impacted customers will be notified. So in the links tab, once the customers, when we will have a customers entities here, which might have a SLA contract configured in Clarity, they will be marked here that they have SLA contract, and the task in the workflow, which is sending notification to them, has also completed its job here. So this step can be, so this step has been done automatically from the workflow, that customers with the SLA contracts were notified. After that, after the next task in the workflow, which has been executed, is to notify CRM system that we have a problem on the network, in the network. So for this, we are from Clarity sending notification to CRM, but now on the screen you can see that there was an issue because, let's say, CRM system is not available. So we will try to complete this task manually from using the backend procedure. So we will try to simulate CRM system availability by completing the task manually from the backend by using, for example, SQL client. So now let me take the service order ID and task ID. So we will be able to complete the task, and we will simulate in this case how if the CRM system will be available. Usually task would be completed automatically. So let me try to complete it manually from the database, from the SQL client. So we will do. So this is the backend procedure which usually is invoked from the workflow when everything is when the notification to CRM has been sent successfully. Okay, so we completed now the workflow, the task in the workflow. So once we completed the task from the SQL client, we will now switch to the Clarity application to demonstrate that actually workflow has progressed further with other tasks. So we will just double click here on the workflow row, and we will show you that the notify CRM task has been completed. And the workflow actually completed its execution. So all automated tasks defined for this workflow has been completed successfully. So on the diagram, this is the step with the notify CRM about the problem, which we can consider as completed one. And also in the TIA system, after the CRM will be notified about the problem in Clarity, it will present for affected customers here on the bottom left side of the screen that there is a problem. So let me switch. So on the TIA screen, we can see that that after the notification, customers which are affected by this network problem, they will see in the open tickets in the bottom left part of the screen So after the notification from the Clarity side to CRM that there has been a problem on the network, the customers affected by this problem will be notified, and also in the CRM application it will be visible that there is a problem with for some customers, which is visible on the bottom left part of the screen. So in the next step, once we know that the problem has been solved by engineers, we will switch to the clear alarm, to the alarm manager in Clarity, to show you that that alarm the problem has been solved, and alarm will be cleared manually by us, but usually it's cleared automatically from the network in real life scenario, and it would be done automatically. But for the demonstration purposes, we will clear it manually. So we will select the So as you saw on the screen, the alarm has been cleared. So we now can progress and move this step with the cleared alarm has been completed, and now we will switch to the problem management application. So we will be able to close the problem, and in the next steps we will also notify the engineers within the group and notify CRM system that the problem has been solved. Okay, let me switch now to the problem management. So now we will switch to the problem management to show that the alarm has been cleared and we are ready to close the problem in Clarity Problem Management. So let me switch to Problem Management, and we will show that that the alarm which has been cleared in Alarm Manager has been cleared. So here, by checking this field, we can see that the alarm has been cleared from Alarm Manager. Let me close this window, and then we will try to close the problem by selecting the category, which was the equipment, and then we will populate. We will need to populate fields like clear by and confirm by. It will be so we will copy the same user here with the confirm by. So after populating all the fields and pressing save, either via shortcut or through the save button here, our changes were saved. So now the problem has been closed. And now we will show you the last step of this scenario, which is notify engineers within a work group, and notification to CRM, which was sent from a Clarity Problem Management System. But for now we will just complete this. So we completed already the step. So now we completed step close and confirm the problem in Clarity Problem Management. Let me just. So this step has been completed, and the next step will be to show the notify engineers within the work group and notify CRM about the problem that has been solved on the Clarity side. So let me switch now to the notification engine to show you that notification has been sent to the engineers and to CRM. So now let's move to the database to show the notification has been sent to the CRM. To show this, we will just query one of the tables in Clarity schema, where we will show that the notification has been sent to Clarity with the fault ID, which was previously sent to CRM to notify them about the problem, and now we are sending in one more time to notify that the problem has been solved, so they can update their customers that the problem has been solved. So this is the CRM part, and now I would like to show you also that the engineers within the group has also been notified. So as at the bottom of the screen we can see two emails that they were sent to the engineers within the work group about that the problem has been solved. So this is one of the tickets, one of the mails sent to engineers within the work group which was solving the issue. So this step from the problem management has been also presented now, and we can consider this step as completed. And now also this what customers will see after the CRM will receive notification is that they will also see that the open tickets in their dashboards in the CRM side and the self-care application will be presented as solved ones. So they will not have any open tickets. So after the diagram, actually all the steps from the scenario, from the case 1 main cable damage has been presented and executed. Thank you for your attention.